Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marisha and today's topic is going to be about stop waiting to build motivation and let's just focus on building alignment instead. Why not? Okay? Why not? You're not always going to be motivated. Let's just face it, you're not. You hear it all the time. And you already know you're not going to always be motivated. You're not going to always be motivated to get up early enough. You're not always going to be motivated to do that thing that you said you wanted to do, because each day you may not have the same feeling about doing that thing, right? The first day we already know when we said we want to do something, we're gonna go and we're gonna do it. Okay, we're so excited to do it. But then the second day, yeah, we might still have that excitement there. But then the third day, fourth day, fifth day, then slowly but surely that motivation just moves away, right? Okay, let's focus on alignment here. Okay, I want to tell you a story. I set my alarm clock at 5 a.m. for a whole year. You want to know the results? I pressed snooze for a whole year. I was just telling my friend the story and she laughed and she thought that was so funny. And because she couldn't believe that I get up early now. Like, she's like, how are you getting up at 5 a.m.? I'm like, girl, I'm used to it now. But I tell you, it took a year for me to really get serious and get into alignment in who I said I want to become and who I said I wanted to be. You know what I mean? A year. I was dedicated to setting my alarm at 5 a.m. in the morning. But every time it went off at 5 a.m., I would always press snooze. Now, I read Mel Robbins' book, right? And I've heard all the juicy clips, right? The insight of why it's so important to set your alarm at 5. And I joined this group of women. And I remember having a conversation with one, and we were talking about why biblically it's so important for a woman to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. And I took heed to that conversation. So I said, you know what? Maybe I need to really stop playing with myself and really get serious about why I decided to set my alarm at 5 a.m. My day for work wouldn't start until about 7 or 9 o'clock. And so I was like, I have no choice but to get up at 5 anyway. Why am I playing with myself? Because I know I don't want to be doing this job forever, right? But I know that if I set the alarm, because I had to think of the why, like, why am I setting my alarm at 5 o'clock? Okay, and I had to write out those things. Okay, it's because I want to get up early and not have to rush, right? I want to be able to make my breakfast and move slow in the morning, do all that I said I wanted to do, which is my yoga, take time for praying, get ready and not rush to get ready, put on my face in the morning, things like that, right? It took time to do those things. And I remember how I was before I set my alarm at 5 a.m., where I was a whole damn wreck. I would forget things all the time. I forget to do things all the time, or I would skip out on my me time, which is my yoga, or I would always just not feel good because I would rush. I would have to rush. And you know, when you're rushing, your mind is all over the place. I just hate the feeling of that. So I had to sit myself down and I had to really hold myself accountable. You know, I'm not doing what I said I wanted to do. I'm not doing the things I know I could be doing if I set my alarm at 5 and I woke up actually at 5 when it goes off, right? I'm not showing up. And I had to be honest with myself, right? I love doing the self-talk. I love journaling because it helps me to really realize, like, you got to stop and pay attention. Be aware that you're not doing the things that you said you wanted to do. You're not acting like the person you want to become. You're just not, right? You're thinking in your old mindset. You're allowing your flesh, your body, to get in the way of you showing up as a person, right? Because you're allowing your mind to stay stuck in that place that you used to be, which is staying in bed and snoozing for the next 10 to 15 minutes. And then it becomes 30 minutes. And then now you've wasted a good much of time where you could have been really using that time showing up for the person that you know you can become, right? So I was like, okay, we got to do better. We have to do better. And so after that year and after that conversation, I said, now it's time to really do it. And even I was not motivated to get up early in the morning on those days. Because I promise you not, there were some days where it will be late nights and early mornings. However, The alarm still went off at 5 and I had to still get up. Okay. So again, you're not going to always be motivated. So stop focusing on building motivation because it's just not always going to be there. But what's needed, it's the alignment, because regardless if you're not motivated, the discipline has to play a part. You still need to get up. Because if not, you're breaking a promise to yourself. You're telling yourself that I'm just what I want and who I want to become is not as important enough than my old mindset. So I'm going to stay stuck and stagnant and complacent where I am because I don't feel like getting up for the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. I just don't feel like it. What a time to be wasted. What a time to just not fulfill that promise that you've given to yourself. So I had to get tired of my own shit for this to really become this thing that I want, right? And now it becomes a habit. At 5 a.m. I'm getting up, right? I'm stretching my body, I'm praying, right? And it makes me feel so much good. I'm setting the pace. I'm setting my tone for the day. So I can still, regardless of where I am in my 9 to 5, even though I know I'm not going to be there for years and years to come, I'm still grateful and I can still genuinely show up for the people that I want to show up. I'm showing up how I want to show up. I'm intentionally doing the work behind the scenes of showing up for me first so I can show up for others, right? In my 9 to 5. And then after my 9 to 5, I'm even more motivated to do and build the life that I see for myself. You know what I mean? So it's like, and that's showing up and doing my content. That's showing up and getting my workout in, my exercising in. And it's showing up regardless of, even if I'm not motivated enough, it's still showing up because I know my mindset is already there where I believe that what I'm working for, it's going to come. It's already mine. That's what the Bible says. It's already yours. So I believe that. It's already mine. All I need to do is show up regardless of how I feel and get it done. You know what I mean? Last week, I was so tired. Barely got sleep. And I still created content. I didn't complain about how tired I was. I just did what I had to do. And I just used what God has given me to help me get over myself and not think about the tiredness, right? Still got some sleep. I end up getting sleep anyway, right? But you have to still do the things you want to do regardless of how you're feeling right now, okay? You got to want it more than how you're feeling right now. You got to want that thing more. And so that's why I say showing up is so important. And stop focusing on building motivation and focus on building alignment instead. I love the James Clear Atomic Habits book. Love it, because what I took away a lot, but what I took away regarding this subject is that you have to, even if you're tired and all those good things, when you still need to get those things done, the things that you know that you need to do to become the person that you want to become, put out cues, right? So the night before, I have my yoga mat already out. It's in front of me. I won't forget to do yoga because it's right there in front of me. I know now that I have to do yoga because the yoga mat is waiting for me in my face, ready for me to pick it up, right? My Bible is already open and out. Once I get up, I'm reading a scripture out of my Bible, right? I'm praying, I'm getting on my knees and I'm praying. There are things that you can put in place for you to succeed, to help you in these systems that you have, that you can continue, right? Help yourself become the person that you want to be by using what God has given you, by using what you know you can take out, right? And help you get these things done, okay? I'm telling you, it's not hard. Work smarter, not harder. It's not hard. What will be hard is that you're fighting your flesh with your spirit, right? You will always, in a way, have to fight and be at war in some ways where when it comes to motivation, because you're not going to always be motivated. You're not going to always want to do the things and feel like, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. You're not going to always feel like it. But you have to have this strong, right? This has to be strong. You have to train your mind. And you have to make sure that you are doing the things that you say you want to do. Okay? So that's my topic for today. I'm sorry, right? It was like 10 minutes. But it was so needed because I want you to know that alignment is so important. Focus on building alignment where you are right now, right? If you say you want to do this content creation, how can you set yourself up for the greatest, right? How can you set yourself up to show up regardless of how you're feeling. All right, so think about that. I want to say, guys, thank y'all so much, Purpose Leaders, for just being a part of this community. I'm just so grateful to have you here, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.